everyone, and welcome to John Talks Indian Cinema. I am your Indian Cine-MANIAC back with another 10ish-minute review. Okay, so this review I'm going to do, again, I wrote this down somewhere and I can't remember who recommended this. Actually, it was a list of films they recommended, but I can't remember who this was. So if it's your film, let me know so I can give you credit, okay? The film is 2022's Pushpa The Rise. This film is a Telugu film, and it was directed by Sukumar, who also directed a film that I like, Rangasthalam. It stars Allu Arjun, who I don't believe I have seen in anything, but his credit, which is at the very beginning, is icon star Allu Arjun. Arjun. And I have to say, so I was excited about this film because I saw the trailer for it and it looked good, but it also had Fafa in it, who I have become a huge fan of. And if you have not seen this film and you go into it thinking it's a Fafa film, it's not. He shows up towards the end and sets up the sequel, but it is Allu Arjun's film, and he's quite good in this. Again, I've never seen him before, so I don't know how big an icon star he actually is, but he's quite good in this. It also, again, it stars Fahadh Faasil, who I am a huge fan of, who I've seen in Vikram, Aavesham, which I think is my favorite film he did, Joji, Super Deluxe. I've seen him in a lot of stuff, and he really is a chameleon with the roles he plays. And then Rashmika Mandanna, who I've seen in Animal and Sita Raman. And she's interesting because they kind of glam her down a little bit, like in Every Girl, right? And then there's one dance number where they really glam her up, and I was like, holy cow, is that the same girl? So she was also very good in this. And then one other guy who plays the movie is narrated from his point of view, and it's his buddy, Jagadeesh Prathap. Wait a minute, Jagadeesh Prathap Bandari, who plays his he's comic relief. He's his best friend, and it's narrated in his voice. So the story is not a new one. It's about a a person who starts at the bottom of the criminal empire and then becomes top dog. You've seen this before, Scarface, Goodfellas, a little bit of Goodfellas, I think, Godfather with Michael Corleone. So the story is how Pushpa goes from this bastard child, and he is a bastard child. His mother had an affair. So he doesn't have a surname. And that's a big deal in this film. Now, you tell me, is that a big deal in your culture about not having a surname? It's an insult not to have that surname. But that's so it shows where he starts and how he ends up, how smart he is, how brave he is, how strong he is. And it's the aligning himself with the syndicate, bunch of gangsters. And what they're smuggling is red sandalwood, which I guess is illegal to smuggle. In fact, the opening number, there's an explanation at the beginning about smuggling. And it's actually quite clever the way they do it. It's done in animation, and it's reverse engineered. So they show someone at a Japanese wedding getting I don't know what, it's not a guitar, but it's some instrument with strings on it. And then it goes from that and reverse engineers it to where the wood was cut down to make that thing, and the path in between, how it gets smuggled and brought to them. So I thought that was kind of neat. Um, And as always in these films, this guy has Pushpa has a great entrance. He comes out of a truck and there's a big fight scene. And all, not all, but 90% of the fighting in this was slow motion, flips and defying gravity. But he beats up a bunch of guys, then gets arrested, and as he's getting beat up or they're fighting, he trying to bribe him, and he says, he's holding up fingers. I'll do this. I'll do that. And then finally, when they finally arrest him in the truck, he goes, "I'll give everyone one lock per head per person there." Now they let him out. So that was kind of neat, I thought. Um, so the movie delves into how he ingratiates himself with criminal families, we'll call them, within this syndicate, and then ends up playing them against each other. And he's very clever like that. Um, and there's a lot of action in this, a lot of fight scenes, which I really did like. Like he does this fight scene with an axe. That's pretty cool. And so see the action I really liked, and this guy can move. Um, and it was graphic, and there's three brothers who are part of the gang that he's working with, and one of them likes to take these women who are virgins and deflower them and then dump them. Like even if they get married, they have to be with him first. So you get that whole thing that comes back to bite that guy. Um, so what else? What else about the story? So, oh, he's always called a coolie. And I looked that up, and it says like a laborer, lower caste, and that's a big thing in this film too about the caste. Um, and there was some cute things in it, like the love story. Um, he likes this girl who doesn't even give him the time of day. So his buddy says, "I'll give you 500 rupees if you look at him and smile." That's where it starts. And that's a funny scene because, he thinks she's looking at him, and then the guy owns up to it that he paid her. And instead of being mad, he goes, "Gee, I wonder if she'd kiss me for 5,000." So then they do that, and she can't go through with it, right? So that's kind of cute. I thought that was funny. There was some humor in this movie, and she played it. That the whole scenes with her girlfriends and stuff were pretty funny. And she says she the first person she wants to kiss, she wants it to be her husband. So they're setting up them getting married. In fact, at one point they decide to get engaged, and then his stepbrother, the brother of the guy who knocked up his mother, shows up and tells them that he doesn't have a surname. Now the wedding's off. Um, what else about the story? Uh, oh, there's a great scene where he gets a great deal with another crime family. Um, and then through circumstances, he ends up beating pretty badly one of the brothers that he works for, and justified, I must say. And the other brother finds out about it, so now they're going to kill him. So they take him out to this field where they're going to bury him and shoot him. And that scene's fantastic because another gang shows up and they start shooting everybody. And now he does this fight scene literally on a motorcycle. And so I thought that was great. And then towards the end of the film, Fafa finally shows up. And again, fantastic entrance. He walks down a hill. You see him from the feet, only the feet. Camera pulls up. He's bald too, by the way, no hair. And, it was hard to figure out who he was. Was he an honest cop? Blah, blah, blah. He meets Pushpa and he says, "This is what I want." And he insults him. And Pushpa puts up with it. And then the narration says, "Well, I don't understand why Pushpa put up with this." Well, then there's a scene where it's him and the cop at a fire, and it seems like they're in on it. It's the night of Pushpa's wedding to Srivali. And now Pushpa starts getting down on the cop, saying, "You embarrassed me that one day." So he had to remove his clothes. He removed his clothes, and he points a gun at him. Says, "You're not going to get another dime from me." So now, setting up the sequel, I would assume he's going to be the big bad guy, Fafa's character. Then he goes to the wedding. He's still only wearing shorts, nothing else, and they put the clothes on him, and that's how it ends. So Fafa is in the film for about 20 minutes of the almost 3 hour movie. So as far as the story goes, I'm only going to give the story a two. And again, when I give the story a two, it's not because I didn't think it was a good story. It's because this is a story you've seen uh, a million times before, nothing original. I didn't think anyway. So that's why I give it a two. Now, the performances, I have to say, I really liked the performances. In fact, this guy, Allu Arjun, he was fantastic, very charismatic. He kept doing this thing with his beard. He kept rubbing his beard. That was a thing he kept doing that I thought was kind of funny. And his buddy was good. The his love interest I really liked. And again, I'm telling you, she was nothing to look at. And then they put her in this musical number where they glammed her all up, and I was like, holy cow, wow. I'll talk about that when we get to the music. But and there was even a cop that was trying to take him down the whole film that, tried to say to him, look, you're getting in too deep. This isn't a good thing. And he ends up getting, they transfer him. He was pretty good too. So I thought the performances, because, I mean, this thing rests on icon star Allu. I'm going to give the performances a four because I thought he was really good in this, really really good, and he really is the reason. It's not Fafa. Fafa is good, but he's hardly in it. But he does have. I mean, obviously the guy's got a presence, and you feel it in the film. Now the music, there was a lot of music in this, and I will say that I thought there was too many musical numbers that did impact the flow of this film. Um, that I thought were unnecessary. But I will say that I really liked the musical numbers. Like the first one, the cops are coming and they've got to hide the logs that they're cutting down, or they're gonna get arrested. And they actually hide them in the trees. They hike them up above the trees, and when the cops show up, there's nothing there. Well, they do this great number in the forest with axes, and it's all guys. And I talk about this a lot, but it's very very masculine dancing. Like like the moves are not jazz hands or anything like that. So I like that. Second song was the introduction of Srivali, and it starts the love song. They're looking at a sparrow. They're looking for a sparrow. Third song was at a party after they dumped the logs into a stream. And in this, there's a hot dancer in this, a beautiful woman. I don't know who she is, but I'm sure it's one of these deals. Like I just watched a movie where Kareena Kapoor cameoed in it in one dance number. I assume this woman was the same thing because she was beautiful, good dancer. And of course, he ends up on stage with her. In fact, the song was Will You Say Yes, Dear, or Will You Say No? I like that song. That song had a good beat to it. Um, let's see what else. There were more songs than that. Oh yeah, there's so he gets put in charge of the syndicate because of all the good things he's done, which leads to a fifth song where he's dancing with like clones of himself. So he's dancing and singing to himself. Um, so I actually, again, this is no knock on the music because I liked the music. I just thought there were too many numbers that seemed out of place, more than normal, that I didn't think was necessary. But the production numbers and the amount of people in the numbers was visually great. And the music was, I really liked the music in this too. So I'm going to give the music a four, even though I thought there was too much of it. And it was a long film. Um, Now, overall, my verdict on this, see, I'm trying to pause it out because I usually do it too quick. I really like this movie and I want to see the sequel. And I just looked it up, and it looks like the sequel's coming out in December here. I might go see that in the movie theater because it is playing in a local theater that I can go see. So I'm going to give this a 4. I like the story of this guy. I liked him in it. And the action was really well choreographed. So if you have seen this, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. And I would love a recommendation for Allu Arjun. Again, I don't think I've seen him in anything, and I really liked him in this. And if he is an icon star, I'm sure he's got another film that you guys would recommend if you even like Telugu. I don't know if you do or not. But let me know what you think in the comment section, okay? And that's it. So that's my review of Pushpa the Rise. And when I see Pushpa the Rule, I'll let you know about that one too, okay? So that's it. As always, and I appreciate your support. Subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button, and share this. Leave a comment. Hit the like, makes a difference in the algorithm. I keep telling you that over and over again, although some of you aren't really listening to me. But I do appreciate you guys watching. So that's it. We'll talk to you soon with another 10ish-Minute review on John Talks Indian Cinema. Thanks for watching.